Hey, today I want to talk about the second key component in weight management, and that is tracking and keeping a diary. If you think about any weight loss or weight management program that you've possibly been a part of or you've heard of, all of them have the component of tracking or writing down what you're eating and making you aware of what am I putting in my body. If you think about when I go to the doctor and I've been having stomach pains or whatever, they're gonna say, you know what have you been eating? I want you to start writing that down. And then we can look at patterns in that are possibly causing you those stomach pains or whatever that is. So it's the same thing with tracking your food for weight management and weight loss. You really want to see the overall picture of what are you doing and eating daily to get to your goals. So what we do in the faster way is we talk about macros, and a macro is a protein, a carb, or a fat. And those are the three things that we focus on. We do not focus on caloric intake as much as those three components. We also look at our fiber. So when we set a goal out, then when you start tracking, you realize, wow, I'm not eating enough carbs, or wow, I'm not eating enough protein to build that lean muscle that I need to. I'm not eating enough fat for my hormones to be working properly, or I'm not eating enough carbs to be able to get in the gym and strength train. So there's so many things that go along with tracking. And when you track, you become aware of where am I needing to change. Also, what happens is we start to possibly measure our food, or we start to talk about portion sizes, and it makes us aware that, you know what, if we look at the back of a nut container, a nut bag, a fourth a cup is actually a serving size. And for most people, we think a fourth a cup, that's tiny. But you all, that is a serving size. And so sometimes when we're tracking and putting it in down on paper or whatever, we're saying, oh, I just ate a serving size. And you actually ate a whole cup because you're continuing to just put your hand in the snacks and eat them. So I also tell my clients, you know what, use little Ziploc, they can be reusable, whatever. Use little Ziploc bags to help you with snacking. Also, I have a little bowl from Anthropologie that I use for so much snacking. I love it. It's good for berries. It's good for nuts, dried fruit, all of that. And I know in that it's about a fourth a cup. So I'm aware of about how much I'm putting in my body, because too many times we are putting in possibly too many fats because we're eating a half a cup of nuts and we're not balancing out with other things, carbs and proteins. So what I love about tracking is it just gives us a picture of what am I putting in my body and how am I fueling my body in the right way so that I can meet my goals in weight loss and in weight management. Also, what I do think that when we start to track, we also can start to pre-plan our days. And pre-planning is key. When we pre-plan, when we start plugging in, you know what, I know I'm going to eat for dinner, or I know what I'm going to eat for lunch. When we start pre-planning, we actually know other things that we need to add into our day to meet our goals. And we in the faster way don't focus on caloric intake, we focus on our macros, but that's something that I teach you. And so you don't have to worry about, I've got to eat this many calories. We want you to be thinking about, what am I doing to fuel my body? What fats, what proteins, what carbs am I putting in my body to fuel it? And that is part of the faster way that I love, is we take baby steps and we teach you what each thing is and what your body needs to function the right way. But when we pre-plan, like I said, we are aware of where do I need to add things into my day in order to meet my goals. So pre-planning is key. Macros are key to the faster way. If you are not doing macros and you're not doing faster way, I still would encourage you to keep a diary of what you're eating. It gives you a full awareness of, wow, I'm putting a lot in my body, or I'm not putting enough in my body. I have so many clients who come to me and say, you know what, I have been under eating, and under eating is actually detrimental to our hormones, to our bodies. It's important that our bodies get fueled with the right amount of nutrients so that we can function and so that we can burn fat, and then we can thrive optimally.